I ask you to please turn your phones on silence as we get prepared for our service this morning. Thank you. A cool mau mau. A cool mau mau pa. E ho my. ho mai, ho mai, ho mai ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele ho mai, ho mai, ho mai. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele ho mai, ho mai, ho mai, ho mai ka iki mai luna mai, ona mea huna no awe mele. Kakaiaka I komo mai. Welcome, Unity of Kona. God bless you all, and thank you for joining us here today on this beautiful Mother's Day morning. As I start the prayer chant with the Aomai, it's the welcoming of the Great Spirit as we aku mau mau, and then welcoming the Great Spirit for the lessons of the stories, done in 3 octaves. First, the stories being told, then the higher octave. Why would they be telling these stories to their children? The kauna, the meaning. And then the highest octave is we beseech thee, O Great Spirit, with Aomai. What give us the knowledge of this life experience that becomes our stories. With that knowledge, we never repeat them over and over again. So as we start with the fitting prayer chant of the Aomai here at Unity of Kona, what an honor it is. Kakaiaka e komo mai. Hele hoi akala o malka o ka'u. Hele hoi o malka or makai puna. And so we welcome you all from wherever you come from, all around the world, joining us here live, video, live streams going out. We say thank you. Mahalo keakua. And as we like to get our service started with the prayers and affirmations, I'd like to all please ask you to stand as we do our affirmation for the month with our vision and mission statements. And here we are in the month of May. And our power of purpose. Together, I am guided by the wisdom and power of the universe to fulfill my purpose. I claim it now, and so it is. Here at Unity, we come together with a vision of a world family of oneness, peace, and love, with our mission to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. And at this point, while I got you all standing, we're going to come together and do our opening song, We Come Together. So we'll have a few singers on board as we get together and do a little dance. Might have to work around these microphones a little bit. It's all good. Need one more. Elaine, come on over here with me. Hey, we're mixing it up. We're dancing.
You never know what we're going to do.
Yeah, never know.
Look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh,
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love. Look at the person next to you and recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. And lift your voice and repeat after me. Ooh.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
From every walk of life.
From every walk of life.
Every creed and color.
Every creed and color.
Get your feel nice.
Get your feel nice.
Ooh, in honor of the God in each other. Look at the person next to you. Namaste, I love you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Ooh.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together. We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love.
Woohoo! While we're all standing, reach over now, take 5 minutes and say hi to your neighbor. This is the chance we get to say aloha here at the sanctuary. And if you're joining us online, please leave a comment in the comment section of the Facebook Live so we can greet everybody as we all like to do. But give us a couple moments here to have a moment of fellowship in the church. We could probably continue this part all the rest of the hour, but we do have to get on with our service. We have an amazing service schedule for everybody. And if you're joining us online and if you're new here in the sanctuary, please leave a comment on the line section. And if you're new to the sanctuary, or maybe it's been a while since you've been here, we'd like to please ask you at this point to stand and give us your name and where you're from. Welcome our guests and visitors. Anybody new, guests and visitors? I see a few new faces, but that's okay. We always like to share everybody with a great big aloha. Oh, and God bless you. Oh, yeah, my friend, come on. Bambi Hill from Alaska. Welcome, Bambi. Aloha. It's an honor, and it's always going to be refreshments up here, especially with Mother's Day. I think I saw some neat things walking by. And so they're definitely showing us for some fellowship after service today. And as we get started with our service, we have, it's time to have our daily word. And our daily word is being done by my dear sister, coming live via Zoom from St. Augustine, Florida. So welcome, Sister Jeannie. And get her a lot. There she is. You're on, Jeannie. Aloha. Oops. There she is.
Hello.
There she is. Aloha.
Got a blessing from mothers. I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude. There's nothing quite like mother's love, so nurturing, caring, and warm. Today, I bless the women in my life who express this love in all they do, whether it's the women who raised me or any other woman I know who so generously shared in mother's love. I felt the care of God through their tender touch and encouraging words. Over the years, I have grown strong and confident under their kind direction and have relied upon their wisdom. The divine feminine flourishes on earth as in the loving words and caring hands of mothers and all those who share a mother's love. I bless them and pray they know the love of God as they have shared it so generously with me. Then the mother of the child said, "As the Lord lives, and as you yourself live, I will not leave without you." 2 Kings 4:30. I bless all mothers with thoughts of gratitude. Aloha. Aloha. Aloha.
Mahalo, Jeannie. Thank you so much. I hope you have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
All righty. Thank you, God. Thank you for the via Zoom. Isn't that something? I get to see my sister on Mother's Day. And so now's the time in our service. We'll take a moment, just get comfortable in your seats as we visualize the sanctuary. And as you take a deep breath, visualize the inward sanctuary, the sanctuary of your soul. As you take another deep breath, move that energy flowing in and through you. See that loving energy flowing around every person, every being on this earth and in this world. And if there are any events or circumstances in your life or anyone in your life in need of prayer, let's take a moment and see them right here in the center of what we've just created, this most beautiful, loving heart. And as now we'll come together and do our prayer for protection. For the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Mahalo keakua. Thank you, God. And now we have special music with Elaine. And so she's coming in to share a little ukulele and song, voice, and so sharing her time and talent. Thank you, Elaine.
So back in the mid-1800s, Beethoven wrote his Ninth Symphony, and there's a tune in that that's become quite recognizable called, can you hear me now? Called Ode to Joy. And then in 2006, Reverend Rebecca Kelly wrote lyrics to the tune about Mother's Day. And then in 2023, I tweaked those so it would be my message to mothers. Spirit, thank you for our mothers, by whose love we come to you. They reflect your grace and mercy in their faces wise and true. Honor mothers, God commands us, show respect and loving care. Mothers who were made to guide us, those who taught us each to share. So we thank you for our mothers who have brought us here by birth. giving life that we may honor all who live upon this earth. For the gift of moms, we thank you, each one special in her way. We are grateful to our mothers, whom we praise this Mother's Day. So we thank you for our mothers, who we all praise this Mother's Day.
Thank you, Elaine. It was beautiful. You get out of there okay? All right. Oh, well, we got to keep you young. And as we come in time for our service and meditation, it's truly an honor as Kayla Harvey, our resident oh my gosh, she's just so much. And so she's amazing. She serves twice a month here at the Unity, and she's local community here and our president of the board of directors and so involved in the church. So give a warm welcome for Kayla Harvey. Thank you.
Okay. Let's take a moment now and relax in our seats. Oh, I think I forgot I'm going to use the click. Okay, not yet. He's got me. We don't need that either. Take a moment. Begin to relax in your seat. Shut your eyes if that feels good. Just begin to rest in place. Feel your body relax in your seat, and all your muscles pull downward. Feel your legs rooting into the ground, centering and connecting with Gaia. Your whole body resting in place. In the softness, feeling the rest here. Bring to mind a time or a thought of feeling loved and nurtured. A time when your soul felt nourished. It may be a memory of when you were a child, being fed or cared for, read a late night story, encouraged or celebrated, given soup when you were ill. Maybe it's a memory of feeling truly heard. A time when someone made you tea, or a time you felt so lovingly connected to spirit in meditation. Find this memory or thought that brings comfort, safety, and love. Bring it to mind in as many details as you can. Delve into the feelings of support. May feel like a relaxing, big, soft chair, slipping into a bubble bath, or being wrapped in a soft, warm blanket. Feel the contentment and ease in your body. Let the feeling rest within you. Settle within you. Know that this gentle hug is there for you to be channeled anytime you need. You can call up this feeling of motherly love through the mother archetype anytime you like. Memories of being cared for remind us of the divine mother within and our true nature as children of God. Know that no matter what you're going through or will go through in future, you are always supported and loved by this mother within. Take a few last moments intentionally channeling the sense of love and comfort for you. Taking one last inner hug. We release our body into this moment and come back to conscious awareness, bringing that sense of support back with us. Begin to feel your body present here. Wiggle your fingers or toes and stretch if you need. Coming back into the full support of your chair as we rest in this moment together. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of those who are mothers, and to the memory of our own mothers and any supportive mothering we may have received from mother figures. Today is a beautiful day to celebrate that love, and it can be a comforting day, a day of gratitude, and also a day of sorrow. It can bring up some pain from missing that motherly love, whether it's from a mother who's passed, a puka or hole we may have had in our own mothering, our children we miss, or those in our family we're just far from. For myself, I find it hard to be away from my own mother and grandmother and my only sister, who is now a mother for the first time this year. Beautiful things, and yet it brings pains to the heart to be away from that. But I find that each holiday gives us an opportunity to really celebrate whatever it is that we're talking about, and it also gives us an opportunity to reflect, to sit with the topic at hand. So Mother's Day lets us celebrate moms, feel the gratitude for any of that positive mothering and that archetype we all have within. And it also gives us a moment to re-examine, heal, and feel into any of that need to mother our own mother wounds. Today we're going to talk about how we can re-engage that mother within ourselves and channel that part which is God's love to ourselves. Mothering, we know, represents that pure love and care. It is a way, a channel through which God's love and the depths of that well is shown. It is one way for spirit to come through in all of its depths. Mother's love can be protective, self-sacrificing, patient, persistent, and enduring. Now, not all mothers are able to be present, to embody or to share that same divine mother love at every moment. Some of us were blessed to have a mother who was truly able to embody this. Some of us had mothers who had their own wound and were not always able to show us this. However, we all have the ability, the capacity, the channel through which to access this divine mother feminine substance of love and support. Even biblically, we are told that we are made in the image of God, male and female, that masculine and feminine is within God at all times. If it's within God, it's within us, masculine and feminine. So we have that feminine quality within us and available to access. And in fact, every culture and every religion gives us examples of this divine mother, the divine feminine qualities within God that we can represent. We see this in every culture. In fact, when I first attended a Unity in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, they were using words like mother, father, God. I thought, ooh, we can say that? We could honor those parts? That resonated and made sense to me. In Gnosticism, we talk about Sophia as this aspect of the mother part of God, the feminine aspects of God. In Sanskrit, we use Shakti. In ancient Greece, we talk about the goddess mother Rhea, or Rhea, who is perfect, considering that's my sister's name. It's always been a one that's struck a chord with me. We talk about Mother Mary, incorporating these beautiful feelings and qualities of the Divine Mother. And in Hawaii, we talk about Haumea, the mother goddess of fertility and childbirth, the mother to Pele. We even talk about nature, Mother Nature, as being a feminine quality and what some call Pachamama. We have these beautiful symbols that show us and tell us the divine feminine is within all around us. And every culture recognizes the power and necessity that the divine feminine brings for creation, for growth, and the sustaining of life. The she is a power we all need and all have. We think about the mother being there specifically for the child. We think that as adults we transform into the mother and that we are there to be the bigger hand. However, we have to remember that we are there to be received as well. We are to receive the mother love just as much as we are to give it. In fact, our mission in Unity, we talk about honoring everyone as the child of God. And I think we all too often forget about ourselves. We forget that we too are that child of God. See, we're conditioned to learn to love others. And in fact, sometimes it can feel almost socially unacceptable to love ourselves. Now, I know that the intention societally is to teach us to get along, to be a good member of society, to be a good partner, neighbor, to be a good family member, to honor the others around us who have helped us. All of that is lovely and beautiful. However, when we give instead of receive, there still leaves a hole. And we want to be full and whole. And in order to give, we must first fill our own cup to have something to pour out. So we recognize it's okay to say, I love you. And we need to get to a place in society where it's also okay to say, and I love me, with as pure of an intention as I love you. Many are not taught how to do this and often discouraged from doing so, as if this is a selfish act that's egoic. But if we don't love ourselves, how can we truly love others? And in fact, this Frank Gudici, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he was a Unity minister who has since passed, but he was big in the Unity movement, and he created a series of audio tapes. It's been a while, but they are accessible on Truth Unity, and I'll actually post them on our website, on our Facebook, because I think they're so profound. You can listen to each little excerpt. There's 52 1.5 to 3 minute excerpts about loving yourself to wholeness. And he says, all problems, challenges, or whatever we want to call them, stem from this one basic problem: the inability to love ourselves totally and unconditionally. I'm going to read that again because I think it is so profound. All problems, challenges, or whatever you may choose to call them, stem from one basic problem: the inability to love ourselves totally and unconditionally. See, we come here, many of us weekly, to get closer to that magical essence of life, that source energy. We want to get closer and feel that everywhere we go, that support, that love, that universal If we want to get closer to source, however, we have to remember that God is love. And we can't just decide we want to emulate this love. We have to first know what it means to receive that love, to feel that which it is we want to give out, to emulate, to be. Part of us has to learn to take that in, to feel that. We must reparent ourselves. Remind ourselves that our parents also were children. Just children trying their best, who also were wounded. We reparent ourselves through this divine mother love. Whether we had the best example or not, we all have the ability to feel into the divine love. There's a great article I found, and it's called Love Yourself Like a Mother. And it's written by a woman named Courtney Stackhouse. And she writes it for mothers. And I think yet it applies to each and every one of us. So here's an excerpt of what she writes. She says, what if, and bear in mind, I know I'm totally crazy here, what if instead of belittling and tearing ourselves apart, we just held ourselves still in one spot like we would for our children and rocked ourselves gently, without judgment? What if we filled our cup with some of that encouragement we save for our children? Just some. What if we took some time to ourselves each day, wrapped ourselves in the comforts of a warm down comforter, put on soft music and just said, it's okay. We're okay. It's going to be okay. What if we were gentle with ourselves, but also determined to push ourselves full force towards our dreams? If I loved myself like I loved my daughter, I would reassure myself always. I would allow myself to make mistakes and even encourage them. I would feed myself more balanced meals and go to sleep on time every time. I would explore more. I might go outside and I might even floss. Probably not, but maybe. The point is, I would experience pure happiness for the first time without thinking about what horrible thing could happen next. I couldn't even imagine looking my daughter in the eyes and reminding her of impending doom. But I do this to myself every day without hesitation. If I loved myself like I loved my daughter, I would have a renewed sense of pride in who I am. I would have a burning desire to see myself reach my goals. I would strive for more and believe wholeheartedly that I could get there. I wouldn't dwell in the little setbacks. I wouldn't keep reminding myself of all that socially awkward things I said in 2003. I would thrive in a life without fear. I think we all deserve to feel that. I think we can all imagine and feel into what if we gave ourselves that mother love? Because remember, we talk a lot about reaching our dreams here. Getting to that vision. We have to remember that you are the agent of your dreams. Sasha talked about self-care as not being selfish, and I want to reiterate that today. We have to be the ones watering our own flower if we want to bloom, and the world needs us to bloom. You are the vessel which with your flower is shown. So what do you need? What kind of mother do you need right now? Now, it's not always going to look the same. You might need something different one day to a next. And I know I'm not the best mother to myself. It always happens. I have to write these talks that are right to myself. Oh, darn it. I'm not always the best mother to me. I'm really good at giving love to others, and that feels really good. And in that way, I thought I was embodying my mother. And in some ways I am. But I didn't do the one thing she wanted, which was for me to love me. I've gotten good at speaking nice to myself, but I'm not so good about protecting myself, setting limits for myself, nurturing myself when I'm worn down. What kind of mothering do you need? How can you better mother yourself? If you're having a hard time imagining this, it can help to think of a figure, a loving, nurturing figure. It might be your own mother, might be a mother figure you had one day. It could be a role model or character. It could even be one of those divine mother symbols that we see in religion or culture. We need to look for ways in which we're not mothering ourselves so we can really nurture that little inner being who's meant to be here and do all these beautiful things. Let's look at a few ways that the mother energy shows up. The mother shows up in one way as the protector, the advocate, the mother bear, if you will. My mother has been this mother bear for me at times, and I think I may have shared this story before, but this is the one that comes up, so I share it again. I didn't always have the easiest time learning to read. I have a little dyslexia, and it was hard, and that made spelling really hard. And so my mother would sit up with me, and we'd think of mnemonic devices, and we'd repeat them, make little rhymes and songs to remember the spelling, but it was hard. And so in 6th grade, we were doing this. We stayed up really late one night. And I took the spelling test, and it didn't go super great. Now, I was an A+ student, and I always did well. And this day, I got the spelling test back, and the substitute, or she was a, what do you call it when they're learning? Student teacher. Yeah, basically an intern, a student teacher. And she hands back all the things, and she's talking to people as she goes along, and mine had a big red C- on it. And as she's handing it back, she said, "I really expected more from you, Kayla." You really should have studied. And then, of course, a couple of people were snickering and laughing, and I felt so dejected. I was so heartbroken. I had tried so hard. And I wanted to please so much. I just was defeated. So I went home with tears in my eyes and showed my mom that I tried and I didn't do good, and I told her what the teacher had said, and she was heartbroken for me. And so the next day there was a teacher's day, whatever they call those, teacher work day. And so she said, we're going to go to the school. And I went with her. And she said to the student teacher, I just want to let you know what happened yesterday and how it made my daughter feel. I want you to know that I studied with her and we studied very hard. She's a good student and she tries very hard. And when you say things to students in front of others, sometimes we don't know the effect it has on them. And I want you to know that your words hurt her, that it was hard for her. And the teacher had no idea. She was shocked by this, and she apologized and said, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know that hurt you. I see that you tried now. Thank you. And the fact that my mother did this for me was such a big deal because I noticed she saw me. She knew me, and she acknowledged me, and she knew how much I tried. She spoke up for me. And I knew it was okay to speak up for myself sometimes. Speak up for yourself. Say no sometimes. And if you struggle, say, let me get back to you. Be your own mama bear and protect yourself. There are other ways the mama shows up. The mom can show up as the nurturer or comforter. Right? I know my mom used to take, we had girls, all girls, cousins. So whenever we had sleepovers and things, we'd all take baths and showers, and then they'd teach us to wrap our hair on top in the big, what they'd call a crown, a big towel crown. And that felt so loving and sweet. And so draw yourself a bath. Feed you well. Wrap you up in a blanket and put you to bed. Notice when you have stress and be your own stress relief. It's pretty cute, huh? When I was really stressed and crying over homework, my mom would come up and she would just rub my arm, and she'd begin at the top and she'd squeeze and all the way down my arm without saying a word, and I'm still crying. And she's squeezing all the stress, and she'd get it to my fingers, and she said, I'm just squeezing out the stress, babe. And she'd squeeze out every finger. And it was one of the most loving things, and I felt so supported in those moments. So there are times I'll come up to my partner or someone else I love, and I'll squeeze all the stress out of their arm. Do that for you. And remember, our mothers are often our biggest encouragers. They can be our first cheerleaders. They remind us to be social. Remind you to be social. Remind you to play outside, that you can do and be anything. Use those affirmations we use in Unity to mother you, to remind you that you are awesome, that you are a beautiful light. You are important, loved, cherished. Believe in your dreams the way a mother would believe in them. Celebrate wins and take you to ice cream sometimes. You know, I often joke and say that anyone would be lucky to be my cat. Because that's truth. I wish I could come back and be my own cat, because I will tell you, I don't know that I've ever loved a being as much as I love this being here. He is the sweetest little baby and my best little friend. I sing to him. I'm serious. I make up songs about him. I talk so kindly to him. I listen to his signals. I notice if he needs something, if he's ready for attention, or if he just wants to rest. In fact, if you notice, this is my desk, and I have this microfiber blanket on my lap because he likes to be on my lap. Thank goodness, I'm so happy about that. But I have a very small lap, if you notice. It's not always enough room, and I'm kind of bony. So I put this microfiber blanket, I make him a little hammock, and then he knows it's his turn. I don't care if I'm sweating in the middle of something. I will pause. I will put on the blanket, and I will make the blanket hammock for the cat because I love him so much. And if he wants to be with me, I want to be with him. He is my most precious little being. And here you can see him snuggled up to me. He's snuggled in, just looking up at me. And I love him so much. I take all of these pictures, and he could make me cry. I love him so much. And I think sometimes, Spirit's reminding me, I need to give myself the love I give that little cat. If I gave myself half as much love as I gave that little cat, I'd be doing pretty darn good, right? So you might just ask yourself, what do I love so much? What and whom am I cherishing? And could I start to treat myself like the thing or being I most cherish? What would that look like? Because this being is so precious to me, but just like he is precious to me, I'm precious to God. You're precious to Spirit. So precious. And if you could see how precious you were, you could treat yourself just as you were meant to be treated. Remember that you are the person through which your mission is executed. You are the important being in your world. As we do this, though, and we love ourselves, we might notice that some of our wounding comes up. And that's okay. You may notice wounding arise through sadness, emptiness, anger, resentment, pain, an inner critic, defensiveness. However you recognize a wound, just notice it. Let yourself feel those feelings. When you have a chance, just observe and write out your thoughts, whatever's coming to you here, because it is an opportunity. Spirit wants to remother you. Any parts that you were missing, any accidental wounds, any parts that are neglected, abandoned, mistreated, they're worthy of love, and it's never too late. We can tap into that wealth of love and support through Spirit, through this divine mother love. And it's actually a perfect time to do so between now and Father's Day, to reparent ourselves, to examine any beliefs that do not serve us any longer, and heal and love that inner child who needs any part from us, that adult who still needs, honey, it's okay to take a break. You did enough. So ask yourself, what would that ideal mother look like, feel like? What would she say in my pain? What would that divine feminine do, and how would she support me? You can channel that. We can be that love. The love you wish you had, the parts you enjoyed, and the parts you need now. You have all the resources within you at every moment to be that advocating, protecting, nurturing, celebrating encourager, to allow the Christ within us to lead us to wholeness and unconditional love of self. Because when we do this, we can become our best selves and best live out that mission, that dream that you were born to do here on earth. So, this week, and through the rest of this time as we experience Mother's and Father's Day, reparent you, love you, and recognize yourself as the child of God that you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Kayla. The Divine Mother within us all. And so it is. What a blessing it is to have this day and to share the blessings of motherly love, because we all have a mother. And so whether situations are to grow from or to share with your next generations, it's the sharing of that love that makes the mother so special. And finding it within, nurture yourselves. Beautiful talk. Thank you again, Kayla. Now is the time in our service we'll gather our gifts and offerings as we make our offertory prayer. And so there are many ways to offer your tithes and offerings in support of the ministry, and they're going to appear on the board up here. We are abundantly grateful. And so there's also our ushers will be coming around now. Ushers, thank you. As we get together for our blessings of the offering. So divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly grateful, prosperous in every way, and truly grateful. And so it is. We now have some music with Dondi sharing his time and talent today. Thank you, Dondi.
Thank you. I just want to change the pace a little bit. This song is for all of us, for parents, for all adults, that just a reminder of what we did when we were kids. And this is especially for all the children, letting the parents know that they love them very much. It's called the Mother's Day song. I kind of picked this up a few days ago. Actually, Diana did pick this song up, and I thought it was kind of a cute song, so I'm going to give it a try. Every day you keep me safe and warm and loved and fed, but today's your special day. It was my turn instead. So I got up at 5 a.m. I've been working hard since then. Some things I didn't get quite right. Next year I'll try again. Just for you I did my best to cut my own hair. Some places came out pretty good, but some are kind of bare. But I washed all your nicest clothes, well, sure wasn't free. So I used the dishwasher, pretty smart of me. Remember, no one's perfect, everyone has faults. Remember, it's the thought that counts more than the results. My heart was in the right place, even though I did it wrong. For all to say on Mother's Day, what my love for you is strong. I vacuumed really quietly, I didn't use the power. Clean your dirty iPad, I held it in the shower. I painted all the ceilings, it was easy with the mop. Now the carpet's painted and cool rainbow drops. I answered all your work emails with just leave me alone. And we gave the Prince of Scandinavia a loan. I watered all the houseplants with the garden hose. I forgot to turn it off. Sometimes that's how it goes. Remember, no one's perfect. Everyone has faults. Remember, it's the thought that counts more than the results. My heart was in the right place, even though I did it wrong. It was all to say for Mother's Day, for love you is strong. Your car's shiny inside out, with lots of olive oil. You knew that oatmeal spatters up high, far and bold. I tried to make you orange juice, but I spilled it on the floor. I tried to fry you bacon. We don't have a stove no more. Remember, no one's perfect. Everyone's at fault. Remember, it's the thought that counts more than the results. My heart was in the right place, even though I did it wrong. For all said on Mother's Day, my love for you is strong. Since you really can't, you cook this week, I called a pizza place. I emptied all the fridge and freezer, so there's enough space. It should be here anytime. 2 dozen pizza pies, I paid with your credit card. I hope that you're surprised. Remember, no one's perfect. Everyone has faults. Remember, it's the thought that counts more than the results. My heart was in the right place, even though I did it wrong. It was all to say on Mother's Day, my love for you is strong. Remember, it's the counts. My heart was in the right place, even though I did it wrong. It was all to say on Mother's Day, my love for you is strong. It was all to say on Mother's Day, my love for you is strong. Sorry.
Sometimes they just go dead on you. What a lovely day. What a lovely song. Thank you so much, Dondi, as our ushers are coming forward. Thank you so much. And now it's time in the service we'll bless these gifts and offerings. And so we do know that as we give through spirit, we know as we give, so shall we receive. So we'll now dedicate and consecrate these gifts to do your will and your work in this ministry, in our lives, in our community. And so it is. Mahalo kea kua. Thank you, God. Thank you, everybody. And then if we get into our announcements for the service here today, we have first and foremost, we are a prayer ministry. Download the You Pray app. You can get that on your iPhone, Android, and with that app, instant connection to prayer. And so it gets sent down to Silent Unity. You get affirmations and many responses back from them. It's a really great way to share that power of prayer. We also have the prayer request forms in the back of the sanctuary. Please fill out a form if you have prayer requests. Our chaplains will pray over them here and then send them on to Silent Unity where they receive 30 days of consecutive prayer. And we know that power of tenfold when 2 or more come together in thoughts and prayers. So here we are together on a beautiful Sunday morning. And with a few more announcements, congratulations, Chris Holing in the back, our usher over here. Thank you, Chris. She provides Reiki energy healing during the monthly healing services. She brings food weekly and shares during fellowship and is Sunday greeter. She cleans the spiritual center. Chris, your willingness to offer your love and devotion is truly supported, and we appreciate you so much. You are truly loved. Thank you so much, Chris. And don't forget to join us on the coming up self-healing meditation hosted this Tuesday, May 16th from 6:30 to 7:30 right here in the sanctuary. Sean will be hosting the self-healing meditation, so please look forward to that and mark it on your calendars. Join us here for meditation on Tuesday night, 6:30 to 7:30. We have a guest musician coming up, Patricia Bahia. Excuse me, Patricia. But she's a friend of Faith Rivera, and she's been referred to us by Faith over in Oahu, and she's coming down for the International Songwriting Festival that's taking place up Mauna Kea Beach, I believe, and it's really amazing. She's going to be doing the music on June 3rd, and so also the service on the 11th, the second Sunday of June. And so referred by Faith Rivera again, and it's just amazing songwriter. She's flying in on the 3rd and doing our service on the 4th. And she'll need a place for accommodations. If anybody in the sanctuary has an extra place for hosting Patricia Bahia, we'd really appreciate that. Talk to one of our members here in the sanctuary after service, please. She needs a place for accommodations on the 3rd, doing our service, music on the 4th, service and music on the 11th. So welcome for Patricia Bahia, and we're really excited to have her coming and doing this service for us. Music is our maestro. She's amazing. So if anybody has a spare room, we'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. Mahalo. And as you know, it takes a village to run the spiritual center, so we appreciate everybody. Kindly consider supporting Unity of Kona. There are many ways in which you can contribute your time, talent, and treasures, and several sign-up sheets. I always stutter on that one. But on the back of the sanctuary, so look them over. So please sign up. And if you did sign up for something, we'd like to start getting people participating more in the platform and the singing and all these different aspects of the church. We need backup. Somebody takes a day off, there's nobody to step in. So I need somebody to help come do the platform. We need some music. And we also need the electronics. So if you got any talents or want to learn a little bit more about how the church functions, please do sign up the sheets there, and we'll be looking to get forward to getting people together to help us out with the sanctuary. And with that, it's time for our closing songs. And next week, Sunday, is Reverend Sophia. Her topic will be the best you ever. Be the best you ever. Okay, there should be a comment. But her voice, there is a voice within you, and it's calling you upward and onward in all areas of your life. Activate the inner spiritual quickening and reach your highest, best, most prosperous self. The music next week will be Dondi. So if we can make a circle right behind the front row, we'll do our closing songs, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and Aloha Oi, as we wrap up our daily Sunday service, and mahalo for everybody that's joining us. We got a good group here today. Here we go.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And as we take time out of our daily practice in our daily lives, don't forget to mother yourselves. And we'll come together next week. Aloha Oi.
Aloha oi, aloha oi, eke ona ona no i kalipo, one fond embrace, until we meet again.
As we say, ahui ho, aloha.
Ahui ho.
Thank you, everybody. Donnie got a little extra for us. And he's okay. making it happen. Fellowship upstairs, guys. Get yourself some cake, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. God bless you all, and thank you for joining us here this fine day. We have a little more music coming as Donnie runs to get his pad ready and share just a little more of that talent with us. What a blessing it is to see all the smiling faces in the sanctuary. Oh, yeah. It's only for the one night that we need, so that's the 3rd of June. So please, if you have a room for one night, the 3rd of June.
E Hawaii e kuone hao na we. Kuhome kulaiwine. Oli no awina pono lani o. E Hawaii aloha e. E haoli e naopi o wahine. Oli e mai na he a he makani e pai mai ne. Mau ke aloha no Hawaii. E Hawaii e kuono hao na we. Kuhome kulaiwine. Oli no awina pono lani o. E Hawaii aloha e. E haoli e na pio o Hawaii ne. Oli e. Mai na he a e makani e pa mai ne. Mau ke aloha